Wow, 12 games in a row. 12 games in a row. 12 games in a row. Knicks are hot. The Knicks are hot, man. 12 games in a row the Knicks have won. I had the Knicks in six. I had the Knicks in six. Um, this is a big game that they win here. This is a big game they win here because they didn't play good. The Knicks didn't play good to me. Me just watching the game, the Knicks didn't play good. And somehow they came out with this win. Me watching the game, I didn't take no notes this game, by the way. Just watching. Me watching this game, the Knicks didn't play good. And they're sticking in it. I'm like, what? Like, me and going into the third, I'm like, if they win this game, it's gonna be a problem for the Spurs. If they win this game, it's going to be a problem for the Spurs, and it's going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem. This is going to be a tough matchup for the Spurs. Jalen Brunson's a monster, man. He's a monster. He's not. He's coming at you. He's not stopping. By the way, he's the best fourth quarter player in the NBA right now. Like for the past 4 years, he's a monster, man. Josh Hart, oh my gosh. He got 7 minutes in the first half. Second half, he played 20 minutes. This man was insane. 15 rebounds. Mind you, he's 6'4". He's 6'4", playing with two 7-footers, Karl Anthony Towns, Wemby was 7'5", and he has the most rebounds on the court. It's gonna be a tough series for San Antonio. Because going into Madison Square Garden, them boys too young, man. Them boys are too young. I don't know if they can pull it out. 2 games there, man, it's going to be turned. Crowd's going to be hyped. That's going to be tough, man. That's going to be tough. And Wemby, he played okay. He has to play better. You just box score watching 26-12. That's 3 blocks, 1 steal. You think he had a great game. He played terrible. Wemby had 2 rebounds at halftime. So he had, he got on the glass, but it should be nowhere he should have 2 rebounds at halftime. He's 7'5". You have to be better than that. He's not getting his shots as easy as he would like. And it's gonna be different, with Cat guarding you. Vassell really didn't do much in the second half. Fox couldn't get you nothing. Mitch Johnson has to be better. I said this last series, Mitch Johnson wasn't good in that series neither. The Spurs were just the healthier team. That's why they won. Mitch Johnson has to be better. Fox didn't have it on all game, and he had the first most minutes this game. Why, I do not know. Fox was terrible. 7 points, four rebounds, 5 assists, 3 turnovers, 5 fouls. He just wasn't good at all. 3 for 13, 0 for 4. Mitch just had to see, especially after the first quarter when Dylan Harper came in and had you 10 off rip. First quarter 10 off rip. You have to keep playing him. Him with 28 minutes just unacceptable. He should have. That's why I say, man, the substitution, it matters a lot because he shouldn't have came out the game. He should have stayed in until he cooled off. Because especially in a game like this where you were up by a lot, you can't give this game away. Because if you're home, you get it because they have won 12 straight now. And they've won 11 straight before that. So you can't give them no momentum because if they win another game in San Antonio, that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot to try to come off of for a young team, because they're young and they really don't know no better. But I mean, that's a lot to try to come back and win off of because I think the Knicks are the better team. They have the better coach, better team. They've been playing better. They've won 11 straight before this game here. Like, they got a lot of the stuff that matters, when coming into a playoff game. And they have Jalen Brunson, who looked like the better player this game. He looked way more comfortable. And he did have some, a rough outing in the first half, but he came out in that second half and he got to it. And Carl Anthony Towns, he did his thing. He carried his team for that first half, so they didn't look as bad. You know what I'm saying? So all them guys brought it tonight, man. Shamit coming off the points, giving you 13 points. Coming off the bench, you needed that. You needed Shamit coming off the bench. And like that's what I'm saying. Well, a New York Knicks, Shamit, he did his thing in the first half. Okay, Josh Hart didn't play like that in the first half. He did his thing. Then the second half, Shamit sat down a little bit, and then Josh Hart played 20 minutes, and then you set Michael down and play. Like, Shamit is so valuable for this team. They're going to lose him next year for sure because he's going to get at least $10 million a year, probably more than that. He's so valuable for this team because he can just come and he can play in so many spots. And what helps the Knicks is that the Spurs are small. So you can have Shamit. You can have all them guys out there at the same time. That's what makes it. It's just a bad matchup for the Spurs because they're young, they're young, and they're small. Even though those guys can rebound, they're small. You know what I'm saying? So like you can have Shamit out there, with Hart, with Anunoby, with Brunson. You can have those guys out there at the same time. And Mitchell Robinson, broken pinky. He played 13. He did his job. 2.6 rebounds. No turnovers. He did his job. That's Gabe Wemby some tough little fouls. He did his job. Alvarado, Miles McBride came in, made 2 big shots. Like those, they got what it takes to win. But like once you've won 12 games in a row, and you're in sync, how the Knicks are in sync. That's the Knicks in 6. It was written. It was already. They won 11 games in a row in the playoffs. When you're that hot, you're going to win. Like they know how to win. They know how to. And like the Spurs, like their coach is young. The players are young. Like they just too young. They like Julian Champagnie. He gave you 15 points in the first half. He scored 1 point. And not saying that, he did bad because he did good. That ain't his. He gave you what he was supposed to give you. 16 points, 5 threes. And he got on the board glass tonight, 10 rebounds. He gave you what he was supposed to give you. This is where Fox supposed to step up. They gave him $40 million a year. This is where he's supposed to step up. So that's why I feel like you got to, hey, Harper, let's go. Harper got on the glass tonight, 8 rebounds. You got to, hey, I'm sorry, Fox, you got to sit down this game, buddy. Harper's giving us what we need. And that's just that. He's a vet. He'll understand. If he want to win, he'll understand. Castle ain't really give you nothing in the second half. Wemby 6 turnovers. He has to be better. Mitch Johnson has to get him in spots where he can get it easier at too. It ain't all on Mitch, but it's a little bit harder because they're being physical with Wemby. So you need a couple of, not you don't need, like sets for him, but if you can get him somewhere he can get it easier, not has to face Cat all the time, get it where he can at least see Brunson sometimes, like just give him an easier, matchup, making him see something different. And Fox just has to be better, man. 3 for 13 ain't gonna cut it. At home, 3 for 13 ain't gonna cut it, bro. Like, they brought you in for a year of bet. You done been in the playoffs before. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to do better than this. 3 for 13 ain't gonna cut it. And he got good looks. Missing, airballing. It's like, I don't know, but I said Knicks in 6. I'm not surprised by this win at all. What I am surprised by is that they were losing so bad and came all the way back. You know what I'm saying? So the Spurs got a lot that they got a lot to talk about, and they got a lot to work on. because this is a game they shouldn't have lost, and they lost it. You know, coming out the second half, uh, the Knicks just brung it, man. Jalen Brunson, he one of them ones. He's that guy. He's showing he's a superstar. He's showing he's a 1A. You know, he might be the third smallest guard to ever win a Finals MVP. You know, and that's a lot. You know, especially for bringing in New York, probably the best New York Knicks ever. They're bringing it, man. But hey, that's all I got for game one. Catch up with you guys in game two.